Summon Liok? Nope. Summon Misha? Nope. Summon Hafer? Yep. Contrary to what initially it might appear, this hand actually does have a land. Blue Black Control? Nope. Mono White Hammer? Yep. This hand has some upsides, but it also has some downsides. I'm gonna keep for science because hilarity can ensue, and that's what I am for. Out of 100 games, how often would you expect to cast Emiria's Call? 0. How much life would I expect to pay with it? I already paid 6 in 3 matches, so... If what is our land? They can't. If I keep no lands, they can't what is my land. Alright, let better draw the land. Karn Great Creator is coming and then no more equipping afterwards. I guess we just won, right? Paradise Mantle and Paladin gives you a mana per creature. The creature shall still summoning 6, so... Oh, it's this type of a guy. That's fine. Because I searched for Paradise Mantle, we still got it. Wait, it taps itself. Fuck. It can tap itself to use the ability and add a mana at the same time. That's a little bit of a problem. Put Hammer into play with Stoneforge. Sure, I got to that point, but then I realized it doesn't work. I can get a second Stoneforge and equip it with the Paradise Mantle too. What they're gonna do? Play Karn, get a bridge. Well, they have Karn the Great Creator in their hand, but I don't think it really helps them. Lol. You lose to Fadnal Seer now. I don't lose to Fadnal Seer as much as I don't win through Fadnal Seer immediately, but that's probably true. Yeah, Bridge wouldn't do anything, so Bridge was fine. You cut one Seal Shapers because it costs 1 mana. And can get Chalice. But I'm not gonna sideboard anymore. You have one good card in their deck, seems like. But Chalice on 0 is also quite decent, so on the play, so. Thank you for subscribing. Did you ever get Shadow Spear versus Tron? I thought about it, might get it. I guess Eldrazi Tron Trample might be useful though, so... Do we just scoop the 2 Chalices? Well, Stoneforge can play through Chalice. Depends on what are they put. Imagine fetching a 1-drop against a Chalice in 1. I play Thought-Knot Seer. No, Warping Whale. Yeah, so that's a reason to fetch a different card, maybe. Magic is a fun game. It's certainly a game, all I can say at this very moment. Ratchet Bomb. Sure. Can you maybe just use it immediately? Destroy the 0-drop, swing. No. Should relay 5 mana 5/5, they tapped 4 lands for it, yeah. It's more of a 4 mana 5/5. Oh no. A book. I feel offended about this mono white. Why? I'll equip Lurus because they don't have removal. They would have killed Lurus. It's too wide. Very funny joke. Opponent pumping the Ratchet blow up to 2. Are they gonna blow up Stoneforge and Plating with me having a Lurus on the battlefield? That feels a little bit weird. Okay. Is this illegal play? Can they kill Lurus? Garn, okay. What do you get? Tormod script or something equally ridiculous? Lol. I'll wait. Because they play for not here now that I have waited. I cast Matery Shaper and hilarity ensues. Here it is. Not one, but 2 Matery Shapers. Nice. Well, Nexus doesn't do all that much for me right now, but it's nice. They get to draw cards though now. Wrong core. Best chalice ever? I believe there were many better chalices. Like, I'm still within the contention of winning the game. Pretty realistically. Skying. Enchant or Stoneforge Mystic? They probably should have played a Chalice on 2 instead of playing the Smasher. Because then I think I just lose to their battlefield. Well, I guess also I can't replay the Memnite Run Graveyard anymore, it's a little bit weak. I guess that's a problem too. Maybe she not blocked. What a deck accept. Dismember the Inkmob Nexus, okay. Can you cast them equipped to draw with Paladin? I can cast them. I won't draw with Paladin now. Because Paladin and Sram are different cards. And Paladin draws when equipment enter the battlefield. It's amazing how during deck building people are so at Chalice, and now here we are. Yes, it's quite amazing. How I said nobody plays Chalice, and then I'm playing against a person who plays Chalice. Oddly, curiously, weirdly. This hand is not very good. This hand though. To say that it was not very good was an understatement. Maybe I should keep the second hammer instead of the paladin. But it's like, the sand is weak if my opponent removes my creature. If I just hit twice, I'll win, right? They don't have a removal spell. You can try to play around Dismember, but not playing the Colossus Hammer here. But I think it's weak. Okay. That was a funny one. That was a funny way to win. I cast a Mem Knight. I equip it with a 1 mana +10/+10 equipment. I hit you very hard. Twice. Opponent sitting on a Chalice of the Void attempting to cast it on one. Sobbing. Thinking what went wrong with their plan. I'm actually 3-0 with this deck. I don't even remember playing 3 matches, but I just cruised through them so easily. I'll go and prepare a cup of tea for myself. Then while sipping on it, I'll destroy the 2 remaining players. Deck looks kinda strong. It does not look like... it is certainly not unplayable. It sounds like a pretty legit deck that you can plausibly win some matches with. I mean, with the opponent shooting themselves in the foot. Opponent did make a mistake, but the game was far from over. And I think it was actually likely that I was favored over the long run against the Swiss Spear anyways. I keep this, I can go Mem Knight, Mantle, equip Mem Knight, but I can't really cast anything either. Looks better. The most shiny card in this hand being Castle Ardenvale. Do I want a Painless Source, or do I want to play Eternal Steel Shapers? I think I'll put back a Silent Clearing and play it tapped. Why are people hating on Historic? Where do you see people hating on Historic? Nice draws. PG Yawgmoth good. I did 5-0 with Black Green Yawgmoth in a league, but I played against more questionable matchups. I don't think it's the greatest deck ever, but I don't think it's the worst deck ever, so it's somewhere in between those. As I guess many decks are. Somewhere between that limbo. You like Hammer because psychologically it brings a similar type of joy as Uro. Really? How would you describe it? What is the worst deck ever? Goblins with Thoughtseize. That's the worst deck ever. Ooh, Trample. I mean, guess I'll play it first and then like... I guess I can take another Cycler because I have both of those, TBH. You escape or anything, wow, big monster, can't lose. You lay Hammer equip and you think, wow, big monster, can't lose. Skyclave Apparition on top of my opponent's deck. That is potentially spooky. Why not going for double Hammer? Because Lifelink Trample, like I force him to jump or I gain so much life. I think I'd rather gain so much life. It's true that I can just take it, but I also gain 13 life, which is I think better for the race than leaving them with the 2-2. Why would anyone put Thoughtseize in a Goblin deck? Yeah. Why would anyone splash a Thoughtseize with a Dragon School Summit? That's a better question. Opponent doesn't even have mana for the Skyclave Apparition. Very sad times. I think I'll attack first this turn. But if you were to play Goblins again, would you add the Rituals? No, I would not play the Rituals because Herald's Horn and Chandra are the better versions of the Rituals. How will you turn one Thoughtseize with the Summit though? That's the point. That was the part that was not well thought out and that was lacking. Could have played a hammer pre-combat, but I didn't want to. If they company into a scale variation to kill my pure super paladin, then I want to have spent as little mana as possible, right? Oh, Shadow Spear actually has an ability. Forgot about this. That's the first time I see that happening, I guess. Bog. Pants? There was no pants here. Except that I should have re-equipped the Paradise Mantle, the Giver of Runes, but Shadow Spear having an ability did come up. For the first time in the history of Magic the Gathering, it did come up. Just seen it before? I haven't. Came up in Limited 2, I don't remember that. But you know, limited doesn't really matter to most. I guess Ornithopter is better because it flies here. It can block. Shouldn't this deck be playing God's Willing or some effect like that? I'm playing Giver of Runes. Hammer should draw 3 cards every time I equip it. I don't know about shoot, but if it did, then I would have been happier when I'm playing this deck, not when I'm playing against this deck. That Shadow Spear play equals the highest IQ ever recorded by a mammal. Yeah. But you know, this is also a little bit kind of the situation when you have infinite monkeys and infinite typewriters. This looks like a free win. We'll see. What? I've seen it before, those decks playing force, but it's always kind of surprising. It's also pretty fine that they just like no extra thought, counter this. Can't let it be. She got us 8. Nope, -2 cards. You know, -2 cards, but I have 0 right now, so that's also problematic. What can I get now? I think it's still the hammer, but maybe I was not supposed to cast it. Or like, you know, hammer leads to the most wins here. That doesn't sound very good though, like I think my opponent kinda went over at the top. Is there any value equipment you could play as one of 4 spots like this? You could, but they all deny you Lurus. I think it might be worth it, but it doesn't necessarily need to be worth it. Like you could play Battle School even with Stoneforge. Play Battle School and 4 main Glurus XD. It's Mask of Memory, but not sure that's a good card. I don't know what it does, so it's probably not very good. I collected company into dampening sphere and force of negotiation. Your call. Soon, TM. Opponent is about to try a Selfless Spirit also. They're just waiting for my what's the name of the card? Shadow Sphere to prey upon. When 1 card in hand. Very curious, drawing a Horizon Canopy. Maybe they have a company to perform a strong series of moves. Kanister pays 8 to equip, I will gift a sub. Damn. Now that's an incentive. I think buffing the Lord is worth it. Legendary Flare Husk, I cut the Flare Husk. Would have been useful this game. Damn, do I crack the Silent Clearing? I think so, because I want to equip the Ink Moth, it costs too much. They drank another Selfless Spirit. Minus 5 USD dollars. 5 USD dollars equip cost, yes, that's actually very well said. Maybe you can draw a Pure Steel or something. Or just more Silent Clearings that are gonna tantalize me and will make me want to crack them. Each single one costing 5 extra bucks. No Queller. Thanks. Do they even attack with this? Kinda doubt they have a Queller, right? But I guess they can trade for what. Yeah, I shouldn't have traded this. Doesn't matter. Let's just play the plating. I heavily doubt they wouldn't just cast a Queller to consume the Stoneforge Mystic, but who knows, they might have some other thing. If you hadn't cracked the lens, I wouldn't have drawn anything, so. Ooh, well, damn, minus 5 USD. Minus 5 USD. Minus 5 USD Pure Steel Paladin top deck. Bittersweet. Bittersweet finish of this game. Lost CV by playing out my card. Lost CV by just top decking the card. What was the league record? I went 5-0 with Hammertime. Thank you for the subscription, Adam_NTG. Probably needs less 0 drops and more. Would play the second plating and would go back to playing the 1-drop card. Player Husk, I guess. So that we have a creature to find with the gift. I mean, you know, I wasn't solely trying to meme because I found this deck through the fact that it has won the Modern Challenge last weekend, so you know, it probably is decent. At least somewhat, like, you know, not terrible. Probably. What beats this deck? Nothing, I guess. ES good, yeah. Chalice of the Void looked decent. And Fatal Push looks decent. Only Hammer had Escape. So true, friend. But the basic premise of utilizing Eldrazi to equip Colossus Hammer, or using Pure Steel Paladin to equip Colossus Hammer to any of the 0 mana monsters, seems like not the worst idea ever. Is it worth playing Chancellor of the Dross / Soulspike combo deck? Only if you can reduce your deck to only contain those cards. Was Giver of Runes relevant in your matches? The challenge winning list didn't have them. It felt fine. It makes perfect sense to play that card in a strategy like this. And I think the list has a little bit too many do nothing 0 drops.